Hello, everyone. My name is Jake, and we are going to be going for the third weekly episode of my show. Still don't have a name. I don't know if I ever will, but we're just going to talk about a couple things pop culture news and politics also, which I will start with mostly because I want to talk less about it. First thing we're going to be talking about is the SAVE Act, which um, is a bill which would make it harder for illegal immigrants to vote, and you would basically need a um, a means of citizenship like identification to show that you are a legal member of the U.S. It would require an ID, I think a driver's license or something like that. It has recently, well, actually, it has passed the House multiple times, but the most recent one recently passed the House, which is called let's see, which is called the Save America Act. It passed with all Republicans voting in favor of it, and only one Democrat. Um, Henry Suler, who I appreciate him voting for this because I want this to pass. But the thing is with this act, which um overall is pretty popular, Americans, this act, well, not exactly this act, but having to use ID to vote. They did a poll on it. I believe it was 80% of America supports it, 95% of Republicans, and around 75% Democrats, which just shows how this is not partisan. This is basically everyone wants this thing to happen, but for some reason they voted against it. Um, it did pass the House, the most recent one. The only problem with it is that I don't think it will ever pass the Senate because you need a filibuster-proof majority, um, which is 60 votes. They have 53 Republicans. I believe the two in Alaska, for some godforsaken reason, aren't going to vote for it. They're really moderate, which is weird considering they're in Alaska. Um, I know Maine. I know the senator from Maine. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. She's voting for it, so there's 51, and I know Fetterman would probably vote for it, so that's 52. But you need eight more, so it's probably not going to happen. Um, Unless they change the filibuster, which they won't do because they are weak. I'm sorry I have to say that, but this is true. I'm just gonna hope that this passes, and we're going to move on to the second political thing which we'll be talking about, which is Pam Bondi's hearing with Congress. And you probably have seen the clips already. It's gone pretty viral. Her clip basically saying to ignore the Epstein files because the stock market's at 50K, or more specifically the Dow. Um, Basically, this was just an embarrassment for her. Um, Obviously, because it's Pam Bondi, it's not going to be very good. Basically, no one likes her, including MAGA. They don't like them either. Um, she was basically just deflecting the whole time. It did not look good. Okay, that's what I have to say. And you can see the clips online. It was like 6 hours. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was at school, so I couldn't watch the whole thing. But um, it was pretty embarrassing for her. Think that it would have been much better if they just chose someone else to be the attorney general. She has not been good for them, um, and I don't see her resigning. But I believe someone major in Congress, or not in Congress, in the cabinet, will step down or be fired or something. I'm not sure, but something has got to change, in my opinion. And now going on to some space news, which I don't know if anyone else cares, but I certainly care. We're going to be talking about Artemis 2, which is in the Artemis mission by NASA. This mission, well, the Artemis mission's his main goal is to go back to the moon, set up a lunar base there, and just prepare for landing humans on Mars. This is not the first mission. The first mission happened all the way back in 2022. This has been something which has been going on for a while. Artemis 2 is not actually going to send humans back to the moon. That would be Artemis 3, which should happen a year or 2 years after Artemis 2. It really depends on a bunch of things, which I'm not going to get into because I don't know enough about it, I have to be honest. But Artemis 2 is supposed to send humans around the moon, and they'll actually be going the fastest which we have ever gone at 25,000 miles per hour, I believe. And you'll also be the furthest away from Earth ever. Um, by quite a lot because they'll be going around the moon. I don't think anyone has ever done that before. This was supposed to launch. Um, this has actually been delayed several times. It was supposed to launch in 2021, 2022, 24, 25. Now it's back to 2026. They finally got a launch. January. There's actually three specific launches. One was in this month, February, which isn't going to happen, which well, because of what I'm about to talk about. You have one in March, which is definitely possible to happen, and you have one in April, which we'll also talk about. Well, not April specifically, but there's a lot of problems with the Artemis mission, specifically because the rocket is pretty old, and so it's just kind of difficult to use. And so they had to do something which is called a wet dry rehearsal. I don't know why it's called that, okay, but the wet dry rehearsal, it didn't go horribly, but it didn't go good. Like they didn't end up finishing it, which is why Artemis mission got postponed to March. And they're gonna have another wet dry rehearsal, I believe, early March, and then they should launch if that goes well, which um, I don't know if it will, but if that goes well, it should launch in March. They also had to postpone it a bit because of the cold winter storm which happened, which the snow is still outside of my house. Okay, I live in New York. I got like 2 feet of well, not 2 feet. I got like a foot of snow. It was absolutely ridiculous. Um, and gonna be just about Artemis 3, which will launch after Artemis 2, which Artemis 3 is supposed to launch late 2027, early 2028. The reason why people, the main goal, I think, is just to launch before 2030 because I know China's trying to go to the moon by 2030, and I don't think anyone here wants them to beat us, obviously, which would be a huge disaster considering Artemis 3 was supposed to launch in like or the early 2020s when it first started a while ago. The Artemis mission started in 2017 with Trump's, I don't know, he just started. They were supposed to get it by 2024 and 2019. It has been delayed. I've been looking at this for years. It has been delayed so many times. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just set a time and a place. Do not delay it. Okay? If you delay it, it's gonna make it go even slower. Okay? It's ridiculous how long this has been taking. Figure it out. Okay? Now, going on to pop culture news, I'm going to be talking about the Olympics and the Super Bowl most recently, which happened a week ago. And I got what I wanted. The Patriots versus the Seahawks. Patriots did absolutely horrific. Okay, Seahawks absolutely destroyed them. They got like 5 field goals to start the game. Okay, and it looked close at the end, but this score, 29-13, does not tell the whole story. The Patriots just could not even score. They didn't score until like the fourth quarter with like 10 minutes left. It was ridiculous. Um, he got quarterback forgot his name. My bad. My bad. What's the Patriots quarterback? Um, this is really embarrassing. Yeah, Drake May. Drake May. He threw like 2 interceptions. He did absolutely horrible. Don't know what he's doing. As a New York fan, couldn't be happier. The halftime show I didn't watch because yeah, I didn't watch the TPUSA one either. I didn't care about either of them. I just like it to be a good artist, unlike the TPUSA one, and for them to speak English. That's all I ask for. So besides being a whiny man right now, um, I'm happy that they lost. Um, and this was, a rematch of what happened 10 years ago. Couldn't have been any different. The game was never close. Well, actually, it was close multiple times, but never felt close. Even if the score was 3-0, 6-0, 9-0, this game, the Patriots could have easily won, but they never would have. But they couldn't win. They could have easily won it. If you know what I mean, they could have won this game, but they were never going to win it. Um, this is just basically what happened. And now into the Olympics, which I'm just gonna be giving over the standings right now. The Olympics, which started, I believe it was like 2 weeks ago, and it's gonna end, I think, in a week right now. This is in Italy. Norway's currently in first, which they were basically projected to. Italy is in second, which no one's really surprised about because they're literally the host. And then we have the U.S. in third, which um, I wish that we were going to win, but we're not going to win. We'll probably get third. Let's just see who else is here. We have China there, Cyprus. Oh, these are okay. So let's see. What's the worst worst team that has a medal? Let's see. I'm not sure. I don't know. Slovenia. How does Slovenia have 2 gold medals? That's kind of crazy. Australia is hot as shit. I don't know how they have 3 gold medals. But that is going to be all for today. I will be doing the next show Sunday, but then the week after that for the 5th show, I'm not sure if I'll be able to. I'll say why in the next show, but thank you guys for supporting the channel, and goodbye.